Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Vintage Story One Age Per Year Challenge, where I, your host, NerdRave87, am not allowed to advance to the Bronze Age until another year has occurred in-game, past in-game, whatever. It's actually been a hot minute since I recorded the last episode. I've kind of been coasting on the scheduled releases on YouTube that I put in place before I went on my big trip. So I keep coming back to this and I have to figure out what the hell I did last time. Though I think I have a pretty good idea, and I usually am able to remember once I look at everything. I think last time I spent the entire time making just a metric shit ton of copper tools, because I want to improve and expand my house. But first things first, I suppose I should check in on my crops. Everything appears to be going pretty good. At some point, maybe, perhaps, I'd like to build a greenhouse. I never built a greenhouse in Vintage Story specifically for crops. I might build two, one for crops and one for bees. Depends. Maybe I'll have time for that. Anyway, morning dawns on the 8th of June, year 1. Last year was technically year 0. And I have some improvements to make. For those improvements, bugs. For those improvements, I think I need some granite. So we're gonna head on south. I'm gonna grab pickaxe. Maybe two pickaxes. I think we need a shovel, but I'll take one just in case. Don't need any charcoal. We don't need any seeds. We might need ladders. We don't need any logs. I think we might find out this episode if this red apple tree cutting survives. path. Let's lay the rest of this stone path. I already have 2 stacks of wood over to this we can get out. Put this somewhere because I need to put it somewhere. And this peak I can put somewhere. I'd like to put it right here actually. There you go. Go right here. This will be the mold for my next anvil, which will be bronze next year. Next year. Okay, that's good. Toss this. Stay. Let's build a block. Simple construction. We used a scaffolding. Inch. Really? Just 11 more blocks. Ah, come on. Oh, it was so close. Well, I think we'll be able to remedy that. Alright, give me just a second. Sorry about that, I'm back. Turns out, drinking a couple of tall boys has the ramifications of the bladder type. Anyway, let's go quarry. Some granite. By the way, sorry if sometimes my sentences are broken up. I don't know whether it's a speech impediment or what, but, you know, I'll get distracted by something and I can't really finish my sentence without processing what I've been distracted by. So yeah, that's a thing that happens. think, yeah, here's one of my quarries. I'm gonna start in from this one and maybe see if I can connect them. Yeah. Alright. Well, here we go. I would also like to just, in addition to gathering stones themselves, want to quarry some rocks. Full rock blocks. And so I think what we're gonna do we'll save this. I'm gonna fill a lot of this andesite with dirt. And that should give me a good baseline. The andesite will be the floor. The ceiling will be up here. And we're just going to mine straight lines down this andesite, or down the granite. And in between those lines, we're going to cut a checkerboard. And it's going to be a double checkerboard, so the lines themselves are going to be 2 blocks apart. So this is going to be the actual site of another line. I think I'm about to hit the light limit. Ah, yeah, there it is. Can't see a damn thing there. Which makes it necessary for me to carry the torch. Alright. Actually, a little bit difficult to tell when you're carrying a torch low light, because andesite kinda sorta maybe only at first glance. I wonder if I can reach my other quarry. I think something is spawned in my other quarry. Actually, I kind of don't want to reach it now. Oh no. Absolutely no natural light back here. And yet we continue. We continue for those who come after, I guess. That was a modern day gaming reference. Okay. Let's get this as well. Okay. I'm pretty sure if I dig due north, I'm going to hit the quarry. The original quarry, that is. Ah, there it is. And as I suspected, interlopers. That's neat. But how far? We got to 589. Okay, that's fun. 581. All right. And we're going to go all the way to 589. Oh, yeah. That's right, Vintage Story. Play that creepy cave music. We love that. Actually, I think this is the first time I've actually been this tipsy during an episode of this. So, apologies in advance, but I may seem a little loud and a little crass and just maybe a little more foul-mouthed. As I said, apologies in advance. 8. Okay, this is the last one. the ceiling. And now it'll be time to create the lattice. This lattice structure starts here. Okay. And it stops here, which means I actually have to dig up some of this. And we're going to dig one. Yes, one layer lower. Man, I actually kind of liked that song. See, that's the problem, is that this game always just immediately ends whatever song is playing when your circumstances drastically change, which I understand it needs to do that for, you know, certain story events. But if a song is already playing, I don't think it should stop it outright. That's just terrible. You probably can't hear it because of my noise canceling, but it is really coming down outside. Okay, maybe you heard that. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to pause this recording again once I finish this and go check it out myself. Okay, I'm back. And it's actually a good thing that I went on that break. Well, right now it's not, because I have managed to somehow induce the frame stuttering. So let me figure that out as well. Okay, I fixed it. But anyway, as I was saying, it's a good thing I stepped away from my computer at that moment. Otherwise, I would have missed the fact that I am about to starve. And it's like after 6 p.m., so I gotta get out of here anyway. More blackberry. All blackberry. Technically, I could now stay down there and quarry all of that rock. But instead, I will abstain and return forthwith. I think when I'm done quarrying for a bit, I'm going to start collecting some sticks. Right. Okay. Nice. There we go. Then all the way around. Okay, so it goes like this. That way. I guess we're digging. Okay. I think this will have to be a set of stairs right there. Oh, hey. Time to harvest some cattails. That also means it's time to expand my beekeeping operation. I mean, it is just unreal how much you gain. Any sort of whatever in a box. Yeah, that's it. Okay. have enough room for it. Crap. I still don't have enough room for it. Okay, that... Really, though. Really, though. Okay. And if you're wondering why I haven't harvested the honey-filled skeps, because I just don't have the infrastructure yet. And I probably won't for a hot minute. Hello, goats. Have you been active? No. Horses eaten. Ready to mate. She's eaten 6. You're kidding me. Come on. The pig got pregnant. The chimkins... The chimkins need a light source. As do the pigs. My goodness, I think I'm gonna work this night away without sleeping. Again. Oh, just as I come in to check it, there's 24 leather. You know what 24 leather means? It means 3 leather backpacks. Well, gotta start somewhere, I guess. There's 3 leather backpacks. And I've got to pile these rocks somewhere. Put them in the kiln holes. Okay. That helps me significantly with this next part. Alright, I think one of those merchants actually buys linen sacks, so I can't exactly just get rid of them. But I may have to store them. Just put them on the ground right there. This on the ground in front of the water. I need more buckets. Because that tanning was not even. Actually, I think I need to go check. 5 days, 6 days. Alright, it takes 12 medium hides. And I'm not sure how many raw black bear hides. Because these actually these actually soak into several hides. And sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. And I'm not sure which. Oh. Well, hi there. What are you doing in my house? Actually, I kind of want to wait till I have 5, which means at some point soon I'll need to go on another bear hunt. Okay. What else do I need to do? Oh. Get that out of my hands. Oh. Let's see that. Where are my shears anyway? Oh, there they are. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure what I want to do with this, with these rocks yet. They're probably going to go into cobblestone. And maybe into fan cobblestone. just yet. But we'll figure it out. And this being one of the shortest nights of the year, it is already getting brighter outside. Would you look at that? These reed skeps. One of the jars. I also need to make nails. Lots of copper nails. What the? Excuse me? How did that get there? It's just inexplicably there. Did I lay it down when I was laying down the stone paths? That's all I can really think of. Alright, let's see. Not what I'm after anyway. Alright, well. Let's go back to the port. Some berries while we're at it. Oh. I've probably passed by those like 5 times, maybe 10 times by now. Never even noticed them. This tells me we're nowhere near done finding all the copper there is to find around here. Not in the slightest. Alright. Alright, now it's finally time to get started on quarry. And I think I'm gonna go for lettuce that looks like this. Did a shiver just oh, hello. A shiver and a bowthorn. I think I may want to close this off. Because I actually don't need to get into this initial quarry yet. So we'll just close it off, shut it off. And I think unfortunately we'll have to deal with the noises coming from it. Okay, so these are edges, that's an edge, which means this No, this is not an edge. Or this is not an edge. What? What have I done here? I may have to excavate that, because the lattice on this side needs to look like this, so that I can start doing this and this. And I think that's how it's going to have to go. So... music. Okay. There's a very distinct lattice structure. Now, if I carve out the opposite, oh, that was a miss. I shouldn't have done that. Everything just falls apart. And that's it. All that set up for that big payoff. I think I could get even more by digging up into the topsoil. Which may work for all of this. what's the haul from that? An entire stack of granite rock. Blocks, that is. And the best part about it is, all I have to do to pour another stack is to just start right here, mine a few blocks in, and then all the way back to whatever that coordinate was at the back. And another entire stack of granite rock will be mine. Isn't that neat? And it's all done before, I was going to say it's all done before 8 a.m. It's 8:11. Requires iron itself to break. Oh, it's a funny. It is the rabbit. I don't really want to roll myself into a false sense of security, but it is really easy to find food around here. So there's a lot of berry bushes, a lot of wild crops, and not a whole lot of vermin. Like, look at all this. Bunch of wild blackcurrant bushes, and ooh, this one's a strong rooted one. I can go back in and grab a cutting from this one. Go back and plant it. In my blackberry bush rows. Yeah, I only had 2. All right. There it is. There it is. All right. It is raining. I don't think it's actually rained since before the winter. So this is pretty nice. Crops at 100. Okay, that's trash. Two of these are trash. Okay. polished granite rock. Slab. Only horizontal or auto. Or an ashlar block. With which I can make granite ashlar blocks. Meaning technically now I can start a, oh no, I need mortar. For mortar I need quicklime. Yep, slaked lime. I absolutely need more barrels. The next addition to my house is most certainly going to be a barrel works up here. First we need to make an improvement. I don't know, I think I might need to move this path a couple blocks down. Because otherwise, how the hell am I gonna fit a chimney? It goes all the way up there. Yeah, no. I don't think there's any other way. Alright, yeah, it's gonna be a cobblestone chimney. And it's gonna go all the way up this side of the house. Which, unfortunately, is gonna block my view of my hidey hole, which I use whenever the temporal storms come. But, what are you gonna do about it? Okay. Well, let's see. Alright, I can save some space if I do this. Then... perfect. That there. This here. These here, because I have nowhere better to put them. These acorns go in the jar here. Next, I want to harvest those sticks. So let's go harvest the sticks. I might need a new pair of shears by the time I'm done with this. So many sticks. sticks trapped up there. I gotta chop these trees down. Okay, that's good. Let's go get the axe. That is a respectable amount of sticks. I am so incredibly glad to say that one axe should cover all of it. Something I could never say with a stone tool. This was my ulterior motive the whole time. Behind the scenes. Now I can grow an entire forest of these things. Beautiful. Let's see, I think this is my second rock. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Right, because my first rock I tried to grow onions, and it was too cold for the onions. Kinda hate that. Oh well. Hey. So for we have entirely too much rock. 9.5 stacks of rock. Guess it's red clay and just make some cobblestone. At least for a lot of it. Four stacks. Ought to get me. Two stacks, I think. No, just one. Okay, and that's just going to be a straight chimney. It's going to... These 4 blocks will definitely be part of it. Not sure if it's going to include those. But this beam definitely has to come out. At least these 4 blocks of it. I wonder if I curve it up towards this direction, will the smoke flow towards this direction, then up into a chimney? Or do I have to move the path even further? Actually, I probably just want it going straight up. Okay, so the chimney is going to be just a tack on right here. And then it'll be... pots on a shelf right here. Pots on a shelf right here. No, they'll be on a shelf right here, which means I need to put the chimney up right here. Which I really don't like. Have to do, really. Building an indoor kitchen is actually hard with the real smoke mod. Okay, so let's actually think about this. I would basically have to knock out big sections of this wall, but I wouldn't have to lay down more than one row here going up. I could narrow it down to some chisel blocks. Just have it go up the side of the house. I might be able to do that. Just make an indoor kitchen right there. All the smoke funneling into those 2 chiseled blocks. And that might be able to remain an actual house or an actual indoor area. Okay, that's what we'll do. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty good. So for this, we'll actually need some of this rammed earth. Need a place to put the stacks. Right here, I guess. Ah. Well, means I can make another bucket. Which means I can actually start storing some of this stuff. Right. Okay. Okay. So I actually need to... that goes down... Only one thing to do with that. Alright, that ought to work. And we're just going to dig up this whole row. Except bees. And we're going to shift it. Actually, we only need to shift it one to the left to the other side. That's kind of perfect. I think it may be something I need to worry about later. don't get some shut-eye. I'm going to go insane. Literally. Alright. Time for bed. Time for a beer. The beer, it turns out, is a fizzy boy. It's a little bit lopsided. It's not exactly straight, but it works. And who knows, this might actually be useful to have like this in the future. All right. Let's do a little bit of remodeling. Okay. Okay, so at this point, I want to narrow it down 2 blocks with an inner chimney chiseled inside of it. Okay, sure, okay. I think we can do that. Just 2. Oh, yes. Yes, it is still technically an interior. Okay. Let's take all of this out. Let's grab the pots. knock down a couple of oil lamps. Inadvertent. Couldn't be avoided. Avoided. You know, sometimes the words just come out wrong. You know? Okay. Destroy these. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. I actually do want to use some of that, some of those granite slabs. And just to make a floor and some tables. Put this stuff on. Let's see. Yeah, that will be... cobble. Cobble, cobble. Right there. Okay. We have the beginnings of it. And we kind of want to do that to make it slope up into it. And so then we'll just take all of this. Oh. Shovel harvests mud bricks. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Okay. Those walls can stay like that. And I guess this will have to stay like that too. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, I have a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna do here. Underneath, I can just place one of those. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. I kind of like that idea. Ooh. Yes, nice. Okay. Put that there. Okay. So what we'll need is a chisel. And possibly a hammer? I don't know. Possibly I might not want to push the staircase back a block. That might be something worth looking into. Alright, granite blocks. I basically just want all of these chiseled, actually. I do need a hammer. And it breaks one of my hammers. That's fine. I don't need that many anyway. For now, it's going to be like that. Cat, what are you doing? Have it like this, like so, and like so. We're going to need to get the chisel back out. Actually, there's a lot of chisel work to be done here. My armor is destroyed. Okay. So... you can just go. All of these become chisel blocks. Chisel. Oh, right. These blocks above are just, that's a problem. Because that kind of makes this block down here, or these spaces for blocks, receive basically no light at all. It's kind of a well-known glitch. I think I've lost a couple of blocks. Not to worry. However, because there is a remedy for that. Chisel out a portion that you want to replace, because ultimately this will be 4x4 blocks here to add a material. Drop one of those. Drop one of those. And then we can put granite back on here. And knock out most of this glass. Enough for it to never be visible from anywhere we're standing. And that's the hack. Now I can put a chest down here and it will be totally visible. Put down another recess or a chest here and a chest there. There's stone counters for my kitchen. Let's go even a little bit finer on this. This chisel job. Barely any of it really needs to be glass. This is where you can really get into the weeds with chiseling. I don't think I'm quite smooth, or I don't think I'm quite wrinkle-brained or autistic enough to actually sculpt, 3D sculptures out of these chiseling voxels. But you can look online and see some of the stuff people have created. It is incredible. Alright, there we go. You basically don't even see it. And it's technically glass, so you can break it in an instant. But it looks like polished rock. It provides a full block face, which means you can place down fire pits on top of it. No problem. there it is, the indoor kitchen. With a couple of oil lamps, because why not? Need for a chest down there, in case I need to ever store anything. And maybe some water down here and down here, in case I ever need a source of water. Actually, I think that's a lot better than just a chest put down there. Okay, no. Tap the brakes. Tap the brakes. I'm just spitballing here as to what I can put down there when what I should be concerned with is what is going on up here. This is the edge, right? No, that's the edge right there. And reminding myself of that. There is some smoke that possibly will escape into this row of blocks. So let's make these chiseled. Let's cut out 4x4s. Hopefully, if I'm right, the smoke will be trapped up here and be shunted up into here. Still insulating. push up into this. I might just do that. And then we'll do this. Make it a more gradual slope. Keeps meowing at me. I don't know what she wants. She's been fed. She wants attention. Okay, so what I want go like that. And make these 4 blocks chiselable. So even like this, it is still technically chiselable. And this is the wall. Yeah, that's the wall. Okay. So then, if we put a block on top of that and shift it up a little bit, chisel it from there. Back in here. So I think that will allow me to create the chimney. Looks like I'm home. Okay, this is supposed to be a chimney. And I want to make sure it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to light 4 fires at once. Status HUD says I'm still indoors. Where the hell is that coming from? Not the attic. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yes. Alright. This will be the test of the chimney. All of this smoke should escape up into there. Oh, it is definitely escaping into the house. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh no. Oh no, it is suffocating. I am absolutely suffocating. Let's see. I think probably the problem is that it is too big. There's too much fire to escape through the chimney. And also, I think the fire might actually need to be directly underneath the opening of the chimney. Otherwise, it's just gonna escape. Okay. I might need to experiment with this in... I might need to experiment with this in creative mode. Just make a clone of this world, maybe. This first experiment failed. That is disappointing. Morning dawns on a very rainy 2nd of July. That is where I'm going to leave you all. Anyone who's watching, Oh. The tree grew, yes! So I'm only waiting on this. I thought it was going to be the other one I had to. Okay, well, this one's next. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you to sprout and not die. Please. Come on. But as I said, that will do it for now. If you've watched up until this point, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. And I'll see you in the next one, where hopefully I will be able to build a proper indoor kitchen and chimney that will siphon smoke where it needs to go. But that's all for now. Farewell.